I have a very, very strange relationship with the barbershop. And the reason why it's strange is because I don't have hair, but it's strange nonetheless. I have very unique relationships with barbers, and I always find myself in precarious positions with my barbers. It's like I shouldn't ever be in these positions, dog, because I could just shave my head, but I don't, too lazy, whatever, right? But because I do go to the barbershop, I have unique positions with my barbers, dog. And the last haircut I got before I went on my trip when I went to Philly, right? I just, my barber dogged it, dog. Like, he dogged it, bro. And I couldn't let it go, bro. Like,
What do you mean by that?
that nigga didn't even try, bro. And I know what he's capable of, bro. He didn't even try, dog. And it's like,
Well, was it in a situation where you was rushing him or something?
I wasn't rushing him. I never rush my barber. Any barber I ever been in, I don't rush. Take your time. You can go as fast or as slow as you need. Because when I go to the barbershop, I make sure I go to the barbershop where I don't have anything to do, right? Like, I prefer you take your time. I like being in the barber chair, bro. I fall asleep in that motherfucker, dog. That shit is one of the very few spaces where I could just go to sleep and be very comfortable. If I trust you. If you a nigga that's just cutting my head up left and right, bro, like Edward Scissorhands, bro, like, yeah, I'm trying to get the fuck up out of there. And
How do you fuck up a bald head? Or
easy. Cause me, if I feel like it, I'll tell a nigga to do a single blade. Nobody wants to do it because it takes forever. But that's how you are supposed to get your hair cut as a bald head. You're supposed to get a single blade, not the actual clippers. So like they're supposed to shave it down and then they're supposed to take a razor blade. And you feel me? Because that's how you actually cut your hair.
Do they put the cream on it?
They put the cream on it and everything. No barber wants to do it. You have to ask them personally. And they can't tell you no, but if you bring it up to them, it's like one of them things where it's like, they hope you don't know about it. They hope that you don't know it's an option. You feel me? Like, I know it's an option. So if I really want a very smooth head, I'd be like, yeah, let me get the single blade. They be like, oh, you want the single blade? Yes. Yes, I want the single blade, nigga. You not running from this, my nigga. But my barber gave me a bullshit ass haircut, dog. And it was so ass. And not the haircut itself, just the lineup. And I know what he's capable of, bro. The man's a damn good barber, bro. Probably one of the best barbers, you feel me, that I've encountered in my entire life.
Oh, you talking about the barber that became a trucker? Or
No. There's somebody else. But that was from the same shop.
Okay.
Same shop. And he's been my barber for a long time. But he just didn't try, dog. And I didn't make a big deal out of it. I took the L. I gave him his little $30. And I looked at myself and I was like, bro, this nigga really tried me, bro. He played in my face, dog. Like,
well, I'm still confused. Did he do the single blade? Like
No. I'm talking about the lineup.
Oh, so lineup strictly your beard?
Fucked it up. Was it sharp?
How do you mess up a beard?
A nigga that's not trying. You know what I'm saying? Like, a nigga that's just, you in the chair, bro, get it, whatever. Boom. All right, get out my chair. And nobody was after me. It wasn't like he had a gang of niggas behind me, bro. He just ain't really give a fuck. And I pulled up to the barbershop again, and I got out the car, and I was like, I can't let this nigga get no more of my money, bro. I just can't do it, bro. So I went back to my other barber, my old barber, who I stopped going to because he's okay. You feel me? He's not the best of the best, but he actually gives a fuck, bro. So I go back to him, and you know, he hit me with a damn, bro, long time no see. And this is where I had to lie. I had to play it off. I was like, yeah, bro, I just been getting my own haircut. You know, inflation. You know, society, bro. I just been cutting my own hair. You know? You know? It was one of those. It wasn't like, damn, nigga, I know you done got somebody else, bro. I haven't seen you in like 3 months, bro. You cheating on me? Yeah, I'm cheating on you, but I can't tell you that, dog. Like, can't let you know that, dog.
So you go to the barber every month knowing you have a bald head?
I go to the barber when I need a haircut. I'm at the point where it's like, I don't go nowhere. I don't go out. I'm not seeing anybody. I'm not dating. So if I get to the point where I'm like, dog, you look like a hobo. You need to clean this up. That's when I go to the barber.
I mean, having a bald head, I always did it myself. I never went to the barber shop to get my hair cut. Maybe it's a whole different thing. I remember one of my cousins that was bald head when his wife talked about it. You're like, man, I want you to go to the barber so your hair can be so clean and beautiful, shiny, blah, 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 you know? So I guess there's a difference, but it's been a long time since I elected to be bald-headed. But, you know, I would just be upset at the fact that it's a bald head, or how can you fuck this up? it's a beard. How can you fuck this up? And when I was young, I didn't say anything. But me being older, there's no way I'm paying you and you're not gonna hear my discomfort or like, what's up, bro? Why you don't care about me, man? You don't care. You don't care to take care of me, bro. You know what I'm saying? I understand if I wasn't paying you or this was a favor or some shit, but this is literally your job, bro. How could you possibly half-ass the way I look? Well, and to be fair, that hasn't happened to me in a long time. And the only motherfucker I ever complained about is the one nigga that gave me a Haitian taper. I hate that nigga to this day for that. I hate that nigga for the tape to this day for that. But that's the only time, bro. For the most part, it's hard to fuck up a Caesar.
I mean, it's hard, bro. Like we've at the point, bro. What I don't do, I'm out. Like, listen, bro. I like old school barbershops where it's just a regular barbershop, bro. Like these new age barbers with the gold plated clippers and the ring lights and the Louis fucking barber thing. I'm like, bro, just cut my hair, bro. Like,
telling me there's barber. Well, I see it online. Have you seen it down here?
Absolutely. I can tell you the barbershop to go to. I can tell you the barbershop to go to. They act like they're celebrities, and you got to have an appointment. I'm like, nobody's here, bro. But he's like, yeah, bro, but you got to go through the app. Like, no, I'm not going through the app, bro. Like, we're not doing that, bro. Just cut my fucking hair, nigga. Get the fuck out of here, bro. Like, there's too many barbershops in this fucking area in the world for me to go and go on an app and set up an appointment. You got me fucked up, bro. Like, get out of here, dog. So yeah, bro, it's one of the many things that I have. Maybe it's some old nigga shit. Maybe I'll just sound like a hater, bro. But that's where I'm at mentally, bro. With that said, though, episode 136, man. Couch Bros in the building. Me and Gerson on this bitch. Rod couldn't make it, so me and Gerson gonna hold it down for this episode, man. For this episode, we didn't have an episode last week, so we didn't get the opportunity to talk about. God. All right, so yeah, okay. There goes my ticket. All right.
Wait, what do you mean, bro?
I had the Ravens. I had the Ravens and Bengals, the under, bro. Like 50-something, bro. These niggas just going at it, bro. Jesus Christ, dog.
What did you expect, bro?
I was expecting a better. It's football. It is what it is, bro. You can never know with this shit. With that said, though, we didn't get to talk about the Cardi B situation and with her at Offset, so we're gonna talk about that briefly, and then I do want to talk about the port strike. I want to go ahead and to finish off the show, I want to go ahead and talk about the Vince McMahon documentary as a WWE fan, WWF fan, wrestling fan in general. To close out the show, I want to go ahead and talk about that as well and briefly touch on that. Just get my general thoughts on it and stuff like that. But with that said, though, man, let's go ahead and get to the show, man. Gerson, I know you want to talk about the situation with Cardi B.
Well, before that,
what's up?
I also wanted to talk about the storm that's coming because honestly, a little fear is creeping in, and it's not because, honestly, the storm is because of how we behave. You know what I'm saying? We have storm or Hurricane Milton as on our way. Last week or the week before, something happened. The storm hit Carolina and fucked that all the way up. This week I asked my boss, my manager, I was like, about the ports. I was like, hey, man, can this mess up our business? They're like, no. Well, I'm not sure, but, Carolina, what happened to Carolina fucking up our business? A lot of the stuff we have, we need to, create our product. It's fucked up. Everything's underwater over there. So I was like, damn, man. And realizing that we have a hurricane on the way. I know people get greedy, bro, like take all the water. The gas station that's right next to me, right next to my house, the last 2 days hasn't have gas. I don't know why, but, a fear. So I just don't want to be in a situation where it hits and, damage is not that much, but we're in a place where we can't get what we need because everybody done took all the toilet paper, done took all the water, done took all the supplies. You know what I'm saying? Right after this pod, I plan to go to Publix or wherever I need to get shit that I need to hold down this house. And, I also want to make sure I keep in contact with my family, sis, brother, my in-laws, all that. Make sure they're good. You know what I'm saying? So I just wanted to get that off before we really start our conversation.
Yeah, hold on. Yeah, so when it comes to that, dog, like I was like, yo, I didn't realize the damage that it did to the Carolinas. Like I wasn't really aware, and it just lets me know, and it's just a reminder. I'm like, yo, as a South Floridian, we have a unique life when it comes to being able to deal with hurricanes that other regions just don't have. And
They're not prepared for it.
they're not prepared for it, and there's not the infrastructure for it because hurricanes don't really go up there. Like hurricanes are not supposed to go up there because by that time it's supposed to die out. There's no ocean to, you feel me, to keep that wind circulating. So they're not used to that, dog. They're finding people in trees, bodies in trees. In North Carolina, the area of North Carolina, bro, there was 100 documented deaths. There's possibly way more that's undocumented, that's not confirmed. There's 100 confirmed deaths from a hurricane. That wasn't even a category 5 or 4. It was like a 2 to 3. It's the same thing. That's the same that happened with Katrina. It wasn't the Katrina was only a 2. A lot of people don't know that. People think it was way worse than it was. It was only a 2. Just Louisiana's not built for that shit. These other regions are not built for that shit. So this entire time I was like, yo, shit, hey, bro, y'all got to deal with a hurricane, bro. But that was me from the perspective of I know what it's like to have a hurricane. And outside of Hurricane Andrew, that was in the 90s, this shit gonna be fucked up cool. It is what it is, yeah. But you'll get over it. I didn't realize I had privilege as a South Floridian because we're so used to them and we're built to sustain them. I really had no idea what it was going to do to North Carolina. Like the videos that I seen, bro, I'm like, yo, this shit really underwater, bro. Like this shit is crazy. Like that shit is crazy, bro. And I don't even know what to say in regards to stuff like that, dog.
Well, you know what makes it worse, even worse, where we're in a position where they're not getting any aid from the government. And it's fucked up. What the claims to be is that they don't have enough money to send and actually help these people out. And it's just like, bro, in that situation, it could easily be the most, I forgot what name was it, but I think it was like 06 or 05 where we was out of power for a week.
Yeah, that was one. We was out of power for 2 weeks, a week and a half, depending on where you was. It was a week, couple of days. You feel me? Like
yeah, and I remember getting help. We got food from we got what they call it, the soldiers, what the soldier eat and stuff like that. They gave us food, and being in that situation and realizing that they're not getting anything like that. You know what I'm saying any type of packages and stuff like that because of whatever. It's like, come on, dog. You can't do that. People's houses are underwater. People are in trees. People are on top of roofs. And it's just like, that's disgusting. So shout out and prayers to the Carolinas, to anyone that's in this situation where, you know, the hurricane messed them up. And I know it's not just Carolina, but that's just the one
that was the one that got hit the hardest.
Yeah.
So obviously, you know, this one that's the most present on our mind and stuff like that, bro. So for sure. So yeah, let's go ahead and get on with the show though, man. A tough transition, but a transition that we got to make nonetheless, man. So I know you wanted to talk about Cardi B. Feel me? Like I don't know how much you want to talk about it because, you know, obviously everybody done said what they want to say, but we definitely want to go ahead and get our 2-piece in before we go ahead and move on with other stuff like that's going on with the week. So
I don't even want to get on the Cardi B conversation because I'm like, bruh, what people talking about, man? Like, people like, oh, man, you disgusting, that's disgusting, blah, blah, blah. I feel like it's only disgusting when a woman is out there sharing her body with whoever and whenever. Cardi B don't give me that type of energy where, you know, she just fucking a dude just to fuck him and stuff like that. And, you know, it could have been a situation where she moved on to her next dude and they didn't know she got pregnant. So, like, you was already having sex before you knew she was pregnant. Once you learned that she was pregnant, you gonna stop fucking her? I don't think so. But it's just so amazing how many dudes came out or just talking shit about that. I'm just like, bruh, y'all really want to act like shit like this don't happen? You know what I'm saying? Dudes don't get in relationship with girls that are already pregnant. I remember when my wife was pregnant with my son, we weren't together at that time. We were going through a rough patch. But when we, you know, kind of got back together and was doing our thing, getting freaking, she was telling me how dudes were still hitting her up after she was pregnant. I'm like, damn, man. Niggas don't care. But this is the world we live in. Like, how can you sit there and disgrace a woman for doing that? And the only thing is, oh, she's pregnant, so she shouldn't be having sex with anybody unless it's the baby father. And I just think that's uncalled for, unless she's being a whore, because that's kind of nasty. But people got their kinks, man. People are willing to have sex with women that are pregnant. It's a porn category, dog. That's how frequent it is. It's a porn category. So I didn't really understand how we can bash a woman for doing that, doing what she wanted with her body. And plus, like I said, bro, I don't necessarily believe she's just gonna have sex with anybody. I think whoever she planned to have sex with was going to be her next dude. And that, how can you shit on that? Like, this is someone you take seriously. Okay, the kid's not mine, but I like her enough to be with her or some shit like that. I really didn't understand how much people wanted to bash her. And it's just like, she had the type of husband that always got her in trouble, always got her embarrassed and shit like that. So how can you even, cape for that type of dude? He's shitting on his wife every chance she get.
I mean, I feel you coming from, bro. My whole thing is, dog, like, I'll just say this for me personally, bro. If you pregnant, bro, like, just pop the baby out, man, before you out here fucking another nigga, bro. Like, everybody
you can't handle that. I mean, you can't say that and also be like, man. Like, if she's not with her baby daddy and she's single, and there's a good chance, right? Like we said, she didn't know. She just,
Again, we can't say that. We don't know what the timeline was. So, feel me? Like, I have no idea what the timeline was. If she was at a point where she's not even showing, yeah, that's one thing. If you showing and you fucking, bro, like, come on.
No, but if you had sex with her before she was showing.
But again, you're putting so many things that you cannot confirm at all onto this, right? You're putting a relationship with the person that you can't confirm. You're putting the timeline of when she was having sex while she was pregnant that you cannot confirm or deny. It goes both ways, but you're just adding a bunch of variables that we can't add because obviously at the end of the day, we can't confirm. All I know for me personally, my opinion, my 2 cents, whether it means anything and it doesn't mean anything in the grand scheme, but I'll say it anyway. I made a post. I said, yeah, Cardi is disgusting and foul for fucking while she was pregnant. And Offset deserves no sympathy, bro. Like, Cardi did what she did, bro. Right? To me, the more interesting conversation is what you said about the niggas who are up in arms about it. And a lot of these niggas and a lot of men go online and show every single chance that they get that they can't handle shit. They can't handle a get back, dog. Like,
but I don't believe it's a get back. I just believe
I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about the men.
Oh, but men.
I'm talking about the men. When you see all these niggas getting up in arms and saying what they're saying, they're just letting you know that they cannot handle a get back.
No, but I think men that think like that are naive.
It ain't about being naive, because it is just being naive says you put stuff past a person. The conversation that I'm trying to have is, it is okay for me to do it, but I'm going to denounce, demean, and degrade a woman for doing the same thing, in a sense. All of these niggas, because whether it's Cardi B on pregnant or not, anytime a woman cheats or anything like this, oh, you feel me? These women ain't shit, bro. You can't trust these hoes, blah, blah. Nigga, y'all can't be saying that in regards to this situation with how many times this nigga's cheated. Y'all can't ignore that.
Well, I get what you're saying, Herb, but I'm only gonna disagree because the only claim and the claim that everybody's willing to accept is the fact that it happened pregnant. If she wasn't pregnant,
but again, I'm saying that it's consistency. The Cardi B situation is a unique situation, but the amount of times that when any kind of celebrity cheats or anything, even if women doesn't cheat, men always try to look for a way to say that these women ain't shit, oh, blah, blah, blah. Anytime there's a story about a woman cheating and they show their true colors, it shows that these are niggas that cannot handle a get back.
Well, I don't know if it's necessarily that. And I only say that because I think those are the niggas that are in pain. Like, they haven't healed for anything. I'm saying, when I hear someone cheat, man or woman, I'd be like, okay, how bad was the relationship when they got got to that point or what brought them down that road, man or woman. Like people cheat in good relationships, but that's because they get greedy. You know what I'm saying? They want extra or something like that. But then there's situations where it's like, I'm not getting what I want right here. Let me go, look somewhere else. But like the dudes that are like, oh, you can't trust hoes and shit like that. I remember when I sound like that. And that was when I was very hurt. You know what I'm saying? So that's why when you tell me dudes that do that and specifically, calling women out their names and shit like that, I just see it as like, okay, bro, you hurt, dog. And it's the same way when women do that shit too. It's just like, okay, bro, you hurt. You know what I'm saying? So
I mean, I don't have too much to divulge other than that because like I said what I said, but hey, bruh, like to me, the conversation should have been about Offset and his alleged frequent infidelity in their marriage, dog. And it's like, I get it. I don't agree with a woman fucking another man while she's pregnant with another man's baby, bro. I don't give a fuck what anybody says. I'll just think that shit is disgusting. And I took note of all the women who were defending her because those are women. To me, that's a red flag, and I'm not co-signing that.
But here's the thing, like, and I heard this, a lot of women behind closed doors is like, I don't really fuck with that, but in her situation with that dude, I'm a big up because in that situation, this nigga.
Nah, 100%. I'm with you and I understand that. You feel me? Which is why I said that nigga deserved no sympathy when I made the post that I made. Because he doesn't. Like, y'all niggas over here trying to have this nigga back, just letting me know that y'all niggas are actual cool with cheating and that y'all think it's okay as men to get away with cheating, bruh. It's like, dog, that's a whole nother conversation that we could have because it's like, all right, I'm on the women feel like men deserve to be providers and all of that stuff. And I don't agree with a lot of women who come from that point. But if you the type of nigga that is co-signing what Offset did, you better be a nigga that's providing. You better be a nigga that's paying all the bills. Because it's a lot of niggas who ain't doing that shit and co-signing cheating. So you niggas ain't providing. You niggas ain't holding it down. You ain't leading the household and you co-signing with cheating. Y'all niggas is losers, bro.
Well,
you got to deal with the get back.
No, it's not to deal with the get back. My thing would necessarily be like, in that situation, how open-minded are you?
Open-minded in what sense?
Like a nigga, okay, I cheated, I don't care. You cheated, I don't care. And with that type of energy, well, what is it? Like, you know what I'm saying? Because some niggas really don't care. They just like a woman or a wife or whatever. Open relationships that people don't necessarily talk about. That happens a lot. You know what I'm saying? So I don't bash anyone. I don't see anything in the negative. Like, I just don't like the fact that, oh, you're just that naive. Like, I'm here, oh, it's supposed to be a beautiful thing, a mother, oh, sit down and be a mother or stuff like that. And to be honest, being pregnant got to be one of the most discomforting thing in the world. Like, having I was about to say creature, but a human being just grow inside of you, pushing your organs, hitting things, inside of you. I don't really think it's as glamorous as people talk about it.
It's not glamorous, bro. Asking a woman who's had a baby, it ain't fucking glamorous about that, dog. It's a beautiful thing, but that shit ain't fucking glamorous, nigga. You know what I'm saying? That's why I just always blown by the women who have kid after kid after kid after kid who enjoy being pregnant. I'm like, hey, bro, hey, more power to you, dog. But we could go on and on about that, bro. That conversation is, in my opinion, it ran its course, bro. So, was there anything last that you had that you wanted to touch on before we go ahead and transition?
I just support women, and I don't, like I said, I don't like whores. But if you find a new dude, in my eyes, if you find a new dude and he is your dude, and you decide to have sex with him and shit like that, I wouldn't sit there and be a hater. Oh, that's my baby. But she got a new nigga. What you think she got to do with the new nigga? Just suck his dick for the next 9 months or some shit? You know what I'm saying? So, I'm just real in that sense.
Prego
I want
porn
shit
is
on a
pretty
woman
crazy,
for that.
bro. Like, I don't even look at that shit, bro. That shit is fucking crazy to me, bro.
What?
Prego porn, bro. That's wild to me, bro.
Yeah, but niggas, like, it's a thing,
hey, more
bro.
power to them niggas. I don't, if I see it, nigga, I immediately pass on it, man. But all right, man.
Wait. I'm sorry, but I did want to ask.
Come on, bro.
You ever had pregnancy sex?
Obviously, bro. Like, yes.
I didn't have it that much, so I wasn't sure.
Yeah, but not like towards the end of it. Yeah, but like.
Oh, you didn't like her when she was big?
She was just always a pain, bro. Yeah.
Okay.
So, yeah, but again, hey, bro, whatever floats your boat, that just ain't never been my thing, though. As far as watching porn of it, that's just wild. But I know niggas who do it. I just like, y'all niggas some freaky frauds, man. All right, man. Port strike.
Yes, sir.
Port strike was years in the making. Port strike lasted 24 hours. And when I seen that it lasted 24 hours, it told me everything I need to know. It told me that we have so much more power as the quote unquote little people than we think we do.
No.
Yeah, we do.
That
lets me know that you ain't built for it, bro.
No, I don't. I'm not saying that. There's a difference between like they said that if they shut down for a month, it would take 6 months to fix. Like, there's a difference. I understand what you mean.
I'm not saying that every single industry can do it. I'm not making that argument.
Yeah.
I'm saying that majority of industries can, but we're led to believe otherwise. And again, a lot of people have different circumstances. A lot of people can't go through the grind of it. But if you want to get on the other side, you have to make a sacrifice. I know leading up into it, probably a year out, a year and a half out, there was a memo in that union where they said, hey, we know what's going to happen. There's more than likely going to be a strike. Start saving money. Start putting money to the side. Start thinking long term. You feel me? We're going to need everybody in on this. Is everybody going to win? No. But if we put our foot down, we have a chance. That shit lasted 24 hours, dog. The only reason why it even went to the strike is because the port owners didn't actually believe that they would actually go through. The fact that it lasted 24 hours let me know that they didn't believe that they would actually follow through. And once they said, oh, they're going to follow through, we can't actually afford to let this happen. We got to understand, a lot of people don't know. The port owners, as a collective, from the entire coast, made $233 billion in profits last year, bro. There's so much more money out there. And the disagreement was $2. They offered the workers a $3 per year raise. The workers wanted a $5 per year raise. They settled on $4. They settled on $4, and they settled on no automation will be allowed. They got both of those things. Oh, my God.
Well, how much longer, though? Like, how long is that contract between them?
I don't know how long the contract is, but I do know that the $4 raise is for 6 years. For the next year, 6 years, everybody's going to get a $4 raise. No matter where you are, whatever your base pay is, you're going to get a $4 raise. So it is a 66% increase. And it just let me know that if you actually stick together, hold arms with your partner, put your foot down, and ride out the storm, you have an opportunity to increase your standard of living from a lot of these jobs, a lot of these companies. They make you feel less than. They beat you down. They want you to feel less than because that is an opportunity for control. And I know that the port is a unique situation. I know the port has unique leverage. But a lot of companies have that same leverage. A lot of industries have that same leverage. But are people willing to do what it's going to take? Like before the port strike, the hotel industry, they went on a strike. And they got a lot of what they wanted. They had to fight a little longer. The strike lasted a lot longer, but they got what they wanted. And it just lets me know, it's like, how bad do you really want to increase your standard of living? Because we all say there's inflation, the economy. A lot of these companies are making record profits, hiding behind the guise of inflation. They could sell things for lower. They could sell goods for lower. They could price things lower. They're not going to, because we have allowed them to realize that once that price goes up, it stays up. Whether the economy is bad, good, fucked up, or indifferent, it doesn't matter. Once it's up, it's up. So I was really, really happy about the port strike. But then I saw the comments from the people, and these are the people I hate, the people who are billionaire sympathizers. Like, how are you sympathizing with billionaires and not people in the same position as you? I seen people saying the port workers don't deserve to make that much. What?
I mean, listen, man. Once I heard they made, I'm not sure either 5 billion. They handling 5 billion a day or 5 billion a week of merchandise or whatever. I was like, okay, bro, this can't last this long because that's too much money to miss out on it. And I just feel that it's a unique situation because that's a lot of money, man. Even I dealing with my little, whatever, the little product that I'm dealing with. Each pallet I pick up, I remember my boss telling me, "Oh, that's 15,000 right there." That's so be careful and shit like that. And in this situation, they're dealing with fucking, large ass fucking what they call it, trailers and shit. So caravans or whatever. But I'm just happy for them, man. They make more money, and I keep saying it. It's like everything's going up except the price of labor, and they figured out a way to make it happen. They stuck together. They got what they wanted, and I'm happy for them. And I didn't know about the hotel strike, but once again, a group of people. It may be, well, I don't know anywhere else but around here. I know they just hire a bunch of immigrants for that. Haitian mummies or Jamaican, islanders or stuff like that to do that job. So I'm happy for people, man. If you could get your raise, man, get your money up, I'm happy because, the people on top are just, collecting money at this point and not giving a fuck about anybody under them like that.
Nah, and a lot of people want to make strikes and want to go on strikes, and so I'll say this, right? I used to work for AT&T, and I joined the union. And a lot of companies, a lot of people, there's a lot of propaganda against unions. A lot of people say, man, the unions just taking money, they don't do shit for you. And for a long time while I was working with AT&T, I thought the same because I'm like, what the fuck are these niggas doing, bro? They just taking my $13 out of my paycheck, bro. And then it was a situation where I could have got fired. And luckily, because I was in a union, my union fought for me. I was able to keep my job. And a lot of these companies don't want you to have a union. A lot of these companies don't want you to do any of that stuff because situations like that. They don't want you to unionize. They don't want you to understand that there is power there's power in unity. There's power in staying together. There's power in standing up for something. And we are led to believe different. We're led to argue amongst each other. We're led to argue amongst ourselves because we don't know that. Like, we don't see the fruits of it fast enough, or it's not immediate enough. So it beats us down and it beats us down and it makes us pessimistic versus being optimistic. They beat it out of us. But this is one of the strikes where I hope it changes the narrative, it changes the outlook, it changes people's on what is capable and what is possible. We'll see. Like, my pessimism says no, based on just how people were reacting, the hating, the jealousy, the envy that I saw in regards to these people fighting for what they fought for and winning, and people who are not making as much, people who are not, you feel me, quote unquote, think they don't deserve to get paid whatever they get paid just out of jealousy and envy. It lets me know that, damn, dog, like that's what y'all took from this.
No, you know what? And it's so sad, but it goes back to basketball players and football players. I always sit there and shocked when people talk about how much they make and not how much the owners are making billions off top of their bodies. Like, it doesn't make sense, and it seems like it's the American way, dog. Oh, since I'm not making that much money, how could you make that much money?
It's 100% the American way. And the part that really bothers me is that, again, it's billionaires or sympathizers. You're more mad at people making millions than you are for the people that make billions. For whatever reason, a lot of people think that billionaires deserve to be billionaires, but millionaires, primarily athletes of color, don't deserve to make that. Capitalism only works, and capitalism is only championed when a few people own a company and make billions off of that company. Like, I seen one comment was saying, "Oh, no athlete should be making millions. Nobody should be making more than people in the military." I'm like, what the hell are you talking about? like, And it's like y'all have more anger and animus for the millionaires and the thousandaires and the people who are much closer to you when it comes to standard living instead of the people who are actually robbing you, the people that are actually putting things in place to keep you down. And that shit will never make sense to me, dog. Because people are fucking stupid.
There's this clip that became viral with this guy. I don't know who he is, but I hope you've seen it. I think I shared it, but I'm not sure. But he was just like, there's no way to become a billionaire without stepping over bodies. And the comments was like saying, nah, you don't know nothing about being a billionaire and blah, blah, blah. I truly believe that. There's no way you can get to $1 billion and have clean hands.
Anybody that is that level will tell you, you have to A, be incredibly selfish, and B, be somebody who's willing to cut your throat out. That's what it comes with. You have to have those traits. There's no other way to do it. There's no other way to do it. You gotta have the fucking dog in you to try to step on anybody. Step on your own mom if they get in your way, bro. Step on your own family members, dog. That's what comes with it. So yeah, hell yeah. Like, yeah. And anybody that thinks different is just a fucking idiot. Like, I'm getting so much better at seeing somebody be stupid and just ignoring it. Because it's like you're arguing with a dumbass. Like, why are you even wasting your time? Why waste my time? I'm arguing with somebody that truly don't know shit. I gain nothing from that.
For real, man.
Any last thing before we go ahead and move on, though?
Listen, I just want everybody, and I know, well, not that I know, but it just seemed that way where it's like it's getting harder to make money. It's getting harder, to keep a job or to find a job and stuff like that. And I just hope everybody that's in this transition of jobs and stuff like that, find some way or find somewhere to like make some money. Because the most dangerous people are the people that are broke, because that's when they get desperate to do shit. And I don't think we need any more desperate people.
Nah, facts, man. All right, last thing before we get up out of here. I wanted to go ahead and talk about the Vince McMahon documentary that's on Netflix. And
that's a wild boy right there.
I didn't learn anything, bro. Like, there's not a single thing I learned because I seen everything that they showed already in different documentaries. The stuff that they talked about with Andre the Giant, I seen that in the Andre the Giant documentary. The stuff that they talked about with Hulk Hogan and his introduction, I seen that in the Hulk Hogan documentary. The stuff that they talk about with WCW, I seen that in the Monday Night Wars documentary. Everything. Like everything. The stuff that they talk about when it comes to the Attitude Era, I seen that already. And I know because I'm such a big wrestling fan, or was such a big wrestling fan at one point in time, that it might be different for other people who are not familiar, who didn't know these things. It's like, oh, I didn't know that. I didn't know that. That's cool.
Wait, did you know that he was gonna put out the storyline that he fathered Stephanie's kid and stuff like that?
Yeah, all of these, right? Because
I didn't know that. I don't follow any documentary.
It's not even with the documentaries, because like you get to a point where you get on the storyboards, like they mentioned, right? Like a lot of the stuff gets talked about online and stuff like that. You feel me? So if you follow it, or you're in these groups, or you're in these whatever, you feel me? Back then, there used to be forums. So if you follow enough forums, you're going to talk about these stuff and stuff like that or whatever, right? But my issue with the documentary, aside from it not being relatory or revelatory in any way, to me at least, was I didn't really feel like it was a documentary about him. It felt like it was a documentary about the WWF, the rise, and you feel me, what it became. And if that was what it was going to be, why call it Vince McMahon? Why call it Mr. McMahon? Just say it's a WWE documentary. That's what it was. And I think I know what happened. Because Bill Simmons is the guy who executive produced it, and he's really good when it comes to documentary. He's the guy who created 30 for 30. A lot of people don't know that. So he knows what a good documentary is, right? He has a history of it. Some of the best sports documentaries of all time he's been a part of. I think what happened was they just did not get enough to actually make a documentary about Vince McMahon. So the only way was to pivot and make a documentary about the WWE. But we have so many documentaries about the WWE already. Now, there's a lot of people who haven't seen them. And hey, you're going to take advantage of that. More power to you. I just came away from the documentary not knowing anything that I didn't already know. But I do have some notes that things that I was like, oh, okay, that's interesting, bro. So these are some of the things that I took down when I was watching it. Vince's relationship with his father and the fact that he didn't meet that motherfucker until he was 12. I knew that, but they expounded upon it a little bit more. And I know we talked about it on the pod that we did when we talked about the Vince McMahon, the whole scandal, stuff like that. That's one of the things that I mentioned that you guys didn't know and stuff like that. You feel me? So I enjoyed that. How he monopolized wrestling. Again, I knew that already. I knew about the territories. I knew how he just was like, I'm finna take over all of this shit. I was aware of all of that, but it was still interesting to see it. To see all of these Hall of Famers that he poached from various organizations, territories, the AWA and all of these stuffs and whatnot. This one, I didn't know how serious it was. So the issues that came when they turned Sergeant Slaughter into an Iran sympathizer, dog, and everything with the Iron Sheik. And like, this guy didn't give a fuck, bro. Like, if there was money to be made, bro, he was gonna take it there, dog. Like, he was truly shameless in that sense, bro. I'm like, God damn, nigga, like, you really don't have any shame, bro. Like, nothing's off limits, dog. Like, golly, bro. Speaking of what and to tie into what we talked about in the last segment, which is the union. I didn't know the depths of Jesse Ventura trying to unionize wrestling and going backstage and trying to unionize everything and stuff like that. Like, I heard about it. I knew that him and Vince McMahon had their issues, but I was like, okay, that's why. That's why. And it just bothered me to see what these guys could have had if they actually stuck together. But you had guys like Hulk Hogan and other people in the locker room who would sell you out, not seeing the bigger picture, not seeing the vision, bro. Siding with the billionaire versus siding with people that's closer to themselves.
He wasn't a billionaire back then.
Well, you're right. He wasn't a billionaire, but he was significantly richer than everybody else.
Yeah.
Like, you would think, hey, man, let's stick together, bro. Let's see what we can actually do versus snitching on this dude and whatnot, bro. And again, it's control. It's making you feel less than. You heard what Teddy Atlas said in the documentary, bro. He went back there. He said, hey, bro, if you show up with Jesse Ventura, you don't got a job. And I know it, bro. It sucks, bro. Like, it sucks.
Okay. Man, I hear you, dog. It does suck, but it goes back to, like, either you lose your job or you take an extreme pay cut. Like, I don't know what they make, but I know there's people that wrestle for $50. You know what I'm saying? Get a pack of beer and that's it. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know how much they were making back in the day, but if you were making a comfortable enough living, and that's kind of what, you know, they do to all of America's workforce. They give you enough to be happy, and then they're like, hey, man, you might lose it. You know what I'm saying? You do something wrong, you might lose it. And I remember one time where I was working at this factory, and I got officially hired, and the lady I was working with, hey, thank God you got a job now. You got a job. And I was just like, you know, I was young, but, you know, it was just like, I still said it like, yeah, man, I hate the fact that, you know, I got to get up, make this money. Every morning, bro, when I wake up, I look next to my wife. I'm like, dog, we got to win the lottery or some shit, man, because I'm tired of waking up every morning, dog. So, but, you know, you got a family to take care of. I got a son to take care of. I can't just simply quit a job because I'm not happy or I work for a jackass. So, like, any normal American that's not doesn't have a high position, understand the fact that, you know, you swallow whatever you have to swallow to make sure you take care of your family. And a lot of wrestlers, that's just how they felt. Like, someone said that no one was happy for working with Vince. They just understood that this is how it's going. This is where we got to go to get the money. So, But I wonder, and I doubt it. But do you think WWE would have happened without him, or become as big as it is without him?
Without question, no. Like they're like
No, and I mean that in I understand that the Attitude Era wasn't necessarily his idea. He just let everybody that were,
you gotta understand, bro.
yeah.
You can make the argument in regards to entertainment, anything like this. He, as a singular entity, and again, it comes down to the people. It comes down to everybody involved. But he, as a singular entity, has as much to do with the success of a company than any company in the modern history. Like he had as much control of everything. Like you got to understand, a lot of times where you see companies, they grow and you feel me. There's a lot of people involved as it grows. There's a lot of people in the room. There's a lot of decision makers. For a very, 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 very long time, it was Vince McMahon, his wife, and like 2 or 3 dudes, bro, that grew this. And he was in charge. He had final say. This doesn't become anything without Vince McMahon. Vince McMahon is the most important person in the history of pro wrestling, bar none. He lifted the doors on what pro wrestling could be. He's the person that thought to put the stuff on pay-per-view. He's the person that had the idea for WrestleMania, which is a big wrestling event that every single wrestling promotion followed suit. You feel me? He's one of the first guys that had the idea of putting something, paying for a product on pay-per-view, which, boxing modeled, MMA has modeled. Like,
boxing didn't come out with that first?
It wasn't pay-per-view. The pay-per-view didn't exist back then. It was just, boxing used to be on Saturday nights. So it used to be the Saturday night fight.
I didn't know that pay-per-view was his idea.
It wasn't his idea, but what pay-per-view became was modeled off of what WrestleMania was. Like the business model was modeled after him. His idea for WrestleMania to charge for it and have a live event that you pay to see. Because it wasn't even pay-per-view for him. You know what I'm saying? Like streaming platform. A lot of people don't know something called the WWE Network, where we take all of our intellectual properties, put them on one streaming platform, charge you for it. WWE did it way before a lot of people did it. I think they did it. I think it was right after Netflix. It was them. It was Netflix. They might have came before Netflix. Now I think about it. Or it was like super close.
Okay.
He's the person that had the idea for that years ago. Almost because I think I had it in like 2009 when I had the WWE Network. So he's always, so to answer, long story short, to answer your question, no. No.
Well, I don't know.
Now, he held it back.
No, that's what I was going to say.
He held it back recently. He's held it back. Since he's been gone, they've made even more money. They've made more money. Like, they make money like crazy now.
Well, but that's where my mind going. And I didn't know all of that, the pay-per-view and the network shit. But from recent, thing, there's just like the storylines suck. Everybody like when Triple H did the creative
Triple H
work.
being in charge of WWE is the best thing that happened in him a year, because he actually listened to them and he understood, like, we have to reward people. Because the thing with Vince and what was killing a lot of storylines is Vince never wanted to reward the fans. He always wanted to tell the fans what they thought they need versus what they want. Triple H gives the fans what they want, and the fans have responded.
Yeah.
And that's the difference. But as far as it getting to where it got, no. Because you needed somebody like Vince who not only wanted to compete, but wanted to take your heart out.
Well, I don't know, and I hear you with that, but the only thing I would say is, like, he kind of crippled wrestling. Yeah, everything's good for him, but the fact that he took out WWE and ECW and all, different type of name. I don't know what's the new wrestling name that I think is
AEW.
Yeah, so it's just like, understand that there was way more wrestling platforms for these guys. The fact that he's the one that's taken away, it's more back to the man. Billionaires are most likely disgusting people, though, and all the success to him. But imagine, if there was somewhere else for other people to wrestle, names to wrestle. You know what I'm saying? Instead of sticking to one big monopoly or some shit like that. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. I haven't watched wrestling in years, but maybe, with the growth of different names and stuff like that, maybe we'll go back to where, we'll watch WWE one day and then there's a new wrestling organization here to watch and stuff like that. I just want more people to make more money anyway. And if you have the talent, you're going to rise, period, no matter where you are, if you have the talent. So I don't know, bro. I'm not a wrestling fan like you. I grew out of it, but hearing these stories, looking at these stories, and seeing what's going on, I'm just happy he out the way and making it a better situation for everyone else. You know what I'm saying?
Listen, I do think what he did to the territories was kind of fucked up, but it was gonna happen regardless, right? And
Are you sure?
Yeah, 100%. Somebody was gonna do it. He just had the balls to do it at that time. Because they all wanted to do it. You feel me? Like, there was an unwritten rule. You don't step on nobody, bro, but that's what comes with it. It's business. And for wrestling to be what it became, it had to have a central location because you needed the WWE, especially during the Attitude Era, where who can actually invest in this and who can take it to new heights? Who can put on the product? Who can have the pyrotechnics? Who can have the storylines? Who could have a movie studio? Who could invest and build stars? Those other promotions couldn't do it. That was the problem with WCW. That was the problem with ECW. They couldn't make stars, which is why both of them ultimately came to a halt. They could only take what was already created. They couldn't create their own. Say what you want, but for a very long time, Vince McMahon had the ability to create stars. Outside of Ric Flair, all the greatest wrestlers, the biggest wrestlers of all time, are people who came up under the WWE because it was the biggest promotion. It's like being a football player or being a basketball player. Yeah, you could be incredible, but if you're in the EuroLeague, you're never going to be a superstar. You can only be a superstar in the NBA. That's the same thing that happened with wrestling. So I don't have an issue with him monopolizing wrestling because it allowed a lot of talent. It allowed the business and the industry to grow as a whole together. You feel me? It was the Tiger Woods effect where one person, one man made everybody else richer at the same time. That's what the WWE/WWF did for wrestling. Once it took off and really took off, it made more money for everybody as a whole because it drove revenue and interest in everybody. But those guys didn't capitalize. Eric Bischoff didn't capitalize. Paul Heyman didn't capitalize. So he bought him out. And that's just what happens, bro. But with that, though, episode 136 is in the books. Any last words that you want to say before we get up out of here, Gerson?
Hey, nothing but love to all our listeners. Another week. See you next week.
And see you next week, man. Deuces.
Yeah.
Adios, muchacho.